All right, what's up, Misha? How you doing?
Hey, all good, all good. Thank you for.
Doing good, man. Good to see you. So you're in are you in your offices right now?
Yep, in Boston. Um, Sunny day.
Yeah. You're the only one in the office, but nice view at least.
Yep.
Yeah, very cool, man. So are you the founder of Sleepbox? Are you the
Yeah, I am one of founders, but I I think that's shaded the whole.
Sorry, what was that?
I think it was mostly me who started this thing here in the U.S. and
Oh, okay, I see. I mean, it's a sweet idea. It's awesome. I mean, it's the name says it all. It's a box you can sleep in, right? But I mean, just tell me about it. What's the story of Sleepbox? How did it get started?
yeah, it started I think like 8 years ago or so when I was running my architectural company in Moscow, and that was
Okay.
came up with just fun design concept that to solve a problem that I personally had by sleeping on the floor in Paris airport overnight, and that experience sucks. So, and
Yeah, it does.
and what I've noticed that it wasn't only me, but it was like 30 people with families, obviously traveling for good vacation or like spending money on that trip basically, and they all ended up sleeping on the floor and kind of migrating from chairs to chairs, and it's so it showed me that it's not that I've done something wrong, it's like the problem exists. uh,
Yeah, yeah.
and we came up with this simple idea with the simple name, and it's funny because it's definitely not only us who thought about that. I think every 10th or 5th person who hears about Sleepbox says like, I had this idea, and probably that's true.
Yeah, for
so
real.
so but we made a design, and I think the first moment when we got lucky, the design that we came up with was and still is, we like that's the design actually of the room, was was a good formula.
Hmm.
It's nice looking. It's compact. It has everything you need, and it kind of addresses several things that are crucially important. But sometimes, people who design similar products forget about, like privacy, right? Like soundproof protection, like coolness, or just level of comfort, like all that. So we kind of uh, we're lucky enough to combine all these in kind of pretty nice looking but simple shape, and it took off. Like some design uh, websites like Design and Arch Daily published it, and like next day we started receiving hundreds of emails from
Oh.
hoteliers, from like people who want to sell, distribute, stay, whatever. And that was the starting point when like that's like the idea and some response from the world, and pretty strong response, showing that there is a need for that idea.
Hmm.
Uh, and then we've built a couple of like 60 units. We've created a couple of hotels in Europe and Moscow around the concept, but that never became back then a business, because me and my other co-founder Alexei, we had a business, architectural company. So
Hmm.
everything we've done was through that lens of being architects, and thinking about like having that, let's say, product thinking and design thinking more than business thinking.
Okay.
Um, and then I moved to the US 4 years ago.
Hmm.
My first year was at MIT as a research fellow. And I took this year kind of, to evaluate like what do I want to do? Do I want to just continue, doing what I've done like in this new chapter of life, or there is something else for me?
Yeah.
So I've tried like thinking about different stuff, uh, and uh, um, and Sleepbox with its potential was kind of in my back pocket, like something that may be cool to do if I find the way to do it right.
Right.
That's and that's when I met my co-founder Peter Chambers, at that time I used Sleepbox as a case for a couple of entrepreneurship classes, creating like teams around that and testing different business models, because like the product is cool, like, and we all understand how to use it, but to find the right way to build it, to bring it to the world, like the business model, the market niche, like where exactly and how to start. That's a whole different uh, world,
Yeah.
and I've learned how to think from like in that way more last years, and that was my kind of transition from architect to entrepreneur.
Okay.
So for me, it's a very personal story. As you
Yeah,
see,
no.
it's like 10 years of transformation, basically, of my
Right.
personal transformation.
No, I love it. So
And
just to bounce back real quick, did so it initially started in you were building sort of the sleep box rooms and everything, and you it started in Europe, and you put them into some hotels.
yeah, we did that.
Uh-huh.
There is a small boutique hotel with like 10 rooms, and they installed 6 units and kind of double the number of their rooms.
Right.
And we've built a 50-room hotel in Moscow, like that was like Sleepbox hotel, or like on Sleepbox rooms mostly.
Oh, okay.
So we've tested like both assumptions, like would that be cool, would that work, and that is we see today that as our alpha test, because we've seen that people are using these rooms, they're happy with that. Size is not a problem when ergonomics and design and convenience and coolness is there. Uh,
Okay.
that was actually very important for us to know when we've
Mm-hmm.
started, because let's say in Sweden, sleepbox rooms were like the price for them was between 80 and $180 per night, and they were like in summer they were booked like months in advance. So that was like
Wow.
cool, like that works. But now,
Yeah.
but then what we realized with, and then like when I say we now, it's like with my team.
Yeah.
Uh, um, what we realized that it's there are two ways to look at this, and that's an interesting case, I think, to think about, because the idea is very simple, and like the product is like, okay, like let's go do it. And then there are two very different perspectives. uh, First one is ground up, and that's where we realize that just having a room is not enough, because what you can do with a room, just sell it.
Mm-hmm.
If you just start selling some new kind of unproven really yet device to different people, they will do different stuff with it, like different, there will be no consistency, no quality probably.
Right.
And that will ruin the whole idea. People won't, trust the whole thing. Then they will say those small rooms are, unpredictable crap, and that's it. You're
Mm.
done. Like no one will buy them anymore because because it's no one will think that it's a good thing.
Right.
And also just selling rooms, like how much can you make? They're kind of expensive to build, because the quality matters, because it's a small room, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you cannot really build them for like 2K or 3K. And then like margins are not there, consistency again, like business model doesn't really make sense if you just sell it.
Okay.
So that was one like problem that we identified. The second perspective was from top to bottom. Like, what are the trends? Where the market is going? What people need really? What's the opportunity in the market? Like, if we forget about Sleepbox, its design, like it's not about product. It's like just what, like if we think about hospitality, future, how does it look like? Where it's all going? Like that. So we started to think about from that angle, and we realized that where it's going is first there is a big problem that industry has, that they don't know how to address younger generation of travelers. They
Mm-hmm.
try to launch different brands. They try to like talk to them, but you know, when you launch, because that's what these big companies do. They launch different brands to address different niches or
Yeah.
groups of customers. So, but they do it kind of in the same way, and it's just branding exercise, and then you end up with basically offering the same kind of thing for like $300 a night, mm, like building those towers of 200 rooms for millennials, and that doesn't really move
Mm-hmm.
the needle. It's the same thing, and so there is that problem that, and that was like the industry perspective, but from people's perspective, and that's the most important, I would say, and from my perspective as a traveler, because I'm building the hotel for myself actually.
Yeah.
That's because I've been traveling a lot, and that's the problem we have when we travel for, let's say, a couple of days to visit like Boston and or then like New York and then I don't know, like Los Angeles. We want to explore the city. I want to explore the city. That's why I, left my bed and my
Mm-hmm.
sofa. Uh,
Totally.
and the choices I have now are compromise. All of them. I need to pay like 300-400 dollars per night in Boston just to have a roof block and like nice space that is not a total crap.
Mm-hmm.
Or I need to choose Airbnb, and then it's commute, it's like checking in. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
consistency. You don't know, like you meet those people to get keys. Like all be, at the end of the day, it's sleeping in someone else's bed.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
So so there is lots of like that friction, let's say, and just mm, overspending on things that are not the reason why I left the house, why I'm on this journey. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and so the need that we see is for a solution for travelers that will be that will be a vehicle for adventure, not a golden cage. That
Yeah.
and hostels are kind of like that, but they don't have privacy, and that's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
I don't want
Totally.
especially when you travel with like a couple of friends. I mean, it's just alone, traveling solo, like privacy. I want that.
Yeah.
So between Airbnb, hotels, hostels, I see that uh, niche uh, for like I want that choice to have. What because it doesn't mean that it will be always better than hotels or Airbnb. It's just different scenarios. When I travel, like when I stay for 2 weeks in Paris, I want to live like a local. I will rent Airbnb. When I
Mm-hmm.
and like there are different scenarios for different cases, but
Totally.
this one is not covered. So when we saw that and that we have that piece, we realized then that Sleepbox is basically like as a design piece is a part of a solution, is a like
Mm-hmm.
foundation stone of something that we need to build, which is much bigger than just a room design. And what we need to build is basically a new hotel brand, a new type of hotel brand, a whole hotel technology, and we need to control the experience. We need to create
Mm-hmm.
that experience of sleeping in a micro hotel, of staying in a micro hotel, of exploring the city when you stay in a micro hotel, because then it all makes sense.
Right.
And to do that, we need to create this brand. We need to create the whole technology, experience, and software. And last couple of years we've built a software platform basically that now Sleepbox rooms are smart. So as a user, how people use it now in our first location, which is an airport, which I'll tell about later, is that uh, you download an app, you find the room, you book it, and then on the app you you make a selfie, you make a photo of your passport, and that's how you check in. You don't need
Uh-huh.
to front desk and do all that. Ask for keys for rooms that you already paid for. Like
Yeah.
that's so you self check in. There is a key on the app. You go straight into your room, and then you control like light, temperature, color of light, music, and all that. So it's like Zipcar seamless experience, but in hospitality. So
Nice.
and the back end we also build allows us to control the whole like business better and supports some features that are unique for us. I mean, unique for the market, but very natural for us, like 15-minute increment bookings. In airport, you can book it like for 1 hour, 15 minutes. Which
Oh,
makes sense, right? But
yeah.
there's no software right now that supports that. So we've built one. Uh, so now we have this cool and sexy room, and I never actually described it, and that's a podcast, so I
Yeah.
probably uh, so, it's 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 a full-size space with a door and window, 45 square feet in plan, with a bed, with folding table, with colored, like with ambient light, with reading lamp, with storage space. So it's basically like train coupe or yeah, that's the word I think. So
Right.
you enter, you close the door, and that's your room. That's a full size, but not full size. I mean full size micro room.
Right.
Uh,
It's got everything you need. Yeah.
yep. And I've stayed in a Sleepbox used it as a hotel room for days now.
Uh-huh.
And not only me, like people in Moscow and in Sweden and now in Washington, they stay there for long hours.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very comfortable micro space, and now it's smart and it's like you control that experience on the phone, and then and next time you use it, it's personalized to your preference. So all that coolness factor. So what we've built is basically a hotel room as a device, like plug-in hotel room,
Yeah.
and that I believe is that key to that door that will allow us to create those hotels in best locations for a fraction of price to build, and that means that we can charge fraction of price of what everyone else charges, converting like office spaces into cool hotels with bathrooms, receptions, and common areas for
Mm-hmm.
$100 or less in best location, like in Times Square, New York, and whole Boston. Like that's where we want to be, and
Sweet.
for reasonable price. Like, that was a long. That wasn't really an answer to it. Just a story, my
Yeah,
pitch.
no. No, that's good. I love that. That's awesome. So your approach as opposed to maybe like selling the sleep box rooms to an existing hotel or something, rather than do that and lose control of the experience and everything, your approach is let's build the whole hotel ourselves and have the reception area and make that whole thing one brand that we can market and convey to consumers, right?
Absolutely. And then all the people who emailed us that we want to launch Sleepbox Hotel,
Mm-hmm.
mm, we basically at some point, like not today, but hopefully soon in a year, we'll be able to offer a franchise.
Oh.
And that's how hotels work. They launch first couple of hotels controlling like hands-on creating that brand and experience, and then when that's all in place, then for like 15% of revenue share, just you open the technology, and that's how we look at it now. The technology that includes hardware, software, operations, branding piece, marketing, like that's just technology of how to launch that hotel. Then we can open it to the world, and entrepreneurs of the world will be able to launch hotels where like and in new locations that were unavailable, inaccessible for the industry at all, for a tenth of the cost compared to traditional hotels.
Okay. So, I mean, could somebody just rent, like, could you just lease a floor of a building, in downtown LA and then just fill it with these sleep boxes?
Uh, yes, I mean,
Okay.
there are a couple of nuances there, obviously, and you can't just bring the sleep boxes. You still need to like submit architectural and engineering drawings and
Okay.
make sure it's like fire, like that it's safe and it's on brand as well.
Uh-huh.
But the bottom line is that's exactly what we're doing. We're leasing spaces, like 10-year lease. We're bringing like 15 sleep boxes, 50 sleep boxes in, build the reception area and common area and bathroom section, and that's it. And that's like tenth of the cost, tenth of the time compared to,
Yeah.
and that
Sweet.
charge like 3 times less.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That opens up so many more possibilities. Whereas now, it seems as if every hotel is like a complete existing building. It's a huge structure. Where this would allow you to get into, smaller spaces that you just couldn't have before.
Exactly. It's like today when you want to offer hospitality service, hotel service to people, you need to build a building. Like
Yeah.
that's how it is, and that building a building is a different business actually, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There is a benefit of owning a building in a good location, but there is also a downside. Like sometimes that's not what you really want to do. You want just to offer a service to people, and if it doesn't work, then maybe to relocate it quickly. And with existing model of industry, you just cannot do that. So that's exactly the space where we want to lead.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that, Misha. That's so exciting. So cool. And then so now you have the like the lounge sort of area where you can rent them by in 15-minute increments in Dulles Airport, I think, right?
Yep, exactly, in Washington. So the thinking behind that was also like we saw that also like from top to bottom and the opposite. Uh, so so we see this incredible hotel opportunity that we can launch ourselves or with partners or like co-investors, investors, like 5 Sleepbox hotels in every major city in the world because instead of building a 200 room tower, we built like 50, 35 room smaller hotels in different parts of the city. So
Hmm.
how to bring this to the market? Because we're not, huge brand that can just throw like $1 billion on
Hmm.
like make that like that.
Yeah.
We're a startup. So what's the minimum viable product? What's the best way to introduce the concept to people?
Yeah.
And that's airports. Because in airports, with a smaller number of rooms, you make maximum impact. Like people see it. We solve a problem that no one else solves now, and like those that need for privacy and sleep and nap and recharge in airports. That obviously there is need there, but I mean all we have is just lounges when you can have that free biscuit and comfortable chair.
Hmm.
And so being there, introducing that to people, making like then we'll hope that people. I mean that's what's going on right now. People try it. They stayed there for like overnight or for a couple of hours, and they install our app. They like the service. So that's our way to introduce the concept, and hopefully, like in a couple of years, when first city hotels will launch, will have that recognition and trust at the level that will make our entrance to the market visible and efficient without
Yeah.
spending like millions and millions and millions on just advertisement.
Right. No, it seems like a great way to, gain exposure and people can just try it out quickly and everyone sees in the airport. So is the ultimate kind of main focus and goal for Sleepbox to open to do hotels rather than like in airport stuff?
Both. I mean, definitely both. And
Okay.
there are other like verticals and opportunities that we kind of see, like creating corporate hotels, like on corporate campuses, and
Yeah.
there are different things you can do with the same technology. But
Hmm.
we focus now on airports plus cities because they work together. That's the same people who are, like if you're traveling into different city, you probably will travel through airports. So we want to help you in the airport and then support you in the city. So
Nice.
we don't see that as like, different uh, different. I mean, it's different markets, but for us, it's kind of two sides of the same coin. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and in airports, it's hourly, like on-demand service with 15-minute increments, increment bookings. In cities, that's 24-hour stays, so we won't have like hourly bookings for city hotels. But but also, I mean, we can fix a lot of things, like building that from the scratch. For example, one more thing that we can fix in hospitality experience is check-in, check-out hours. Like right now is you check in at 3, you check out at 11, and that's because of the like maintenance process. Uh,
Right.
with Sleepbox rooms, it's so easy and it just takes less than 5 minutes to clean it.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we operate it, we can do it whenever. So that means that we can offer people fair 24 hours, and they can start when it's good for them. So if you run
Nice.
6 p.m., that's where you start, and that's where your 24-hour stay starts. Again, makes like simple idea makes a lot of sense, but it takes some new technology, let's say, to do that.
Yeah. No, it totally makes sense. And then, so sleepbox rooms, they have, there's single occupancy, and then you also have double occupancy, right? With like a queen bed.
Yeah, today we have four room sizes types. So single like standard single room,
Uh-huh.
then compact single room. The bed is the same, but there is less space near the bed, and that's mostly for airports, and people like it a lot, especially for like shorter stays.
Yeah.
Uh, and so then we have ADA compliant for wheelchair access, and that's bigger. So again, the same bed but much more space near it,
Right.
a room with queen size bed, which is the same. Like the room is the same size as ADA compliant, with
Mm-hmm.
queen size bed room inside, queen size bed inside.
Okay, I gotcha. Man, this is sweet. I love it. And so is, are you guys working on an hotel right now?
Yeah, so we've launched 2 months ago,
Okay.
our in the airport, and we're like polishing, experience and operations there right now. So it's our small like gem that we are polishing, and we want to perfect to make it scalable business model like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it should be perfect, to
Yeah.
replicate that. And at the same time, we're working right now with five, six, it's just different stages of development. 5, 6 other airports in the U.S. and actually Middle East, and we're working on launching 3 city hotels: one in San Diego, one in Boston, and one in New York. And yep, that all in basically like the coolest location you can imagine.
Yeah. Dude, sweet. And then, so what do you have I mean, maybe at your existing location, what's the like hourly rate or however it works for to get a sleep box?
So hourly, 1 hour is on average $24,
Oh,
and it goes. So we also have overnight price when you stay for like 10, 12 hours.
right.
You can stay, and so there's different price for different room sizes.
Mm-hmm.
So for compact, so we have compact and standard ones in our first location. So hourly price is 20 or $30 per hour, or $99 or 150, I believe, for overnight. Uh,
Okay.
for that means that for like $100 you can stay basically in your personal hotel room, right
Yeah.
inside the terminal near the gate, not leaving like when you have an early flight, not leaving terminal, not like Uber, hotel, check in, check out,
Yeah.
Uber. TSA, like none of that.
So
Just
much easier. Yeah,
yep.
that's awesome.
So yeah, I think it's pretty cool, and I think the price is pretty reasonable because
Oh
it's
yeah.
not only the like the basic solution that we offer, like better than sleep on the floor. Okay, like that's easy,
Hmm.
just a bed. Uh, uh, we want to we want to have that Sleepbox experience, not just uh, 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 like reducing the pain, but to be an experience. That's something that people post on Instagram, and that's a fun moment of their journey. So
Yeah.
it's just like an airport, waiting when the fun will begin. It's the fun moment.
Hmm.
It's This is the experience.
Yeah,
So
totally.
that's the idea, and that's, for example, we've launched a new marketing campaign inside the airport because no one knows that we are there, and we're not spending like again millions on marketing. So
Hmm.
how to let people know that there is that service and like why it's cool? We've started a cornhole game right in the terminal, so people can throw those like pillows with ships
Yeah.
and win basically a free hour at Sleepbox or a discount.
Oh,
And But it's about playing game like cornhole game inside the airport as well because that's fun, right? And that's
yeah,
emotions. The whole
totally.
airport experience is not fun and it's not about emotions. It's about show me your documents, show me like your stuff, raise your hands, go there, like all that. So like my goal for airports is to make Sleepbox, um, not to make Sleepbox, like Sleepbox's goal is to bring that life and emotion and some joy basically to the airport experience,
Cool.
and then that it evolves in bringing in cities in helping people to connect with meaningful experiences in the city.
Nice. I love it. So do you get a lot of people just getting the sleep box for an hour just to go in there and make whoopee on the queen bed?
um, Question for you: what's a whoopee?
Make love, have a little
Okay.
intimacy time.
Nope. Nope. So single occupancy only for now.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So we have only singles now, and that's also uh, for. I mean, I don't have any problem with people making love in the hotel room. Like, that's what rooms are for. At the end of the day, as any room actually, I believe.
Sure.
But we want to build the right story. So
I
we have now
get you.
only single rooms, and our location is staffed 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So because we change sheets and we clean room after each use and help
Yeah.
people ask their questions. So we have a front desk and it's supervised, safe environment.
Cool.
So not that, but still people are going there for an hour to um, uh, like to make to make a photo for Instagram. That's I guess today is more important.
That's why we do it. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
That
that's
is
good.
nice.
And then okay, and then so if when we're looking at, hotels, the sleep box doesn't have a restroom, so there'll be shared bathrooms. Is that right?
Yep, and it also kind of is flexible. So in this first location we have 16 rooms in just 1,200 square feet space. So
Y-
it's very small and dense location. We don't have bathrooms there. So
Okay.
because it's mostly like an hourly service there,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's kind of okay that there are like just airport bathrooms in proximity.
Right.
For city hotels, it's a different story, obviously. So we have the bathrooms there. They're semi-private. They're like Admiral's Club, also like airport concept, Admiral's Club style. So it's a fancy bathroom, but it's one bathroom per 5 rooms. So
Oh,
it's
okay. That's
you use
plenty.
it. Yep. And I think that the average ratio of bathrooms per rooms per beds in hostels is 1 per 7. So we made it 1 per 5. to make sure that there are no lines. I mean, like, you know.
Yeah.
But again, like that is some kind of compromise for guests, obviously. But there is a
Hmm.
choice. But I believe and I've seen that privacy in your room is is what is critical. Like that's important.
Hmm.
Bathrooms we use once twice a day, so it's kind of compromise. At least I'm okay with, and I know that other users of our hotels are. And mm, I would say that in the grand scheme of things, Sleepbox as a new type of hotel is somewhere between traditional hotels and hostels because you
Yeah.
have privacy of your personal space, but bathrooms are semi-private. So
Hmm.
that's kind of a different niche.
Yeah, no, that's the best because, yeah, hostels are just annoying when you can't, you don't really have your own privacy, just your bed. You got to lock your stuff up, if you want to leave and everything. So this is like a great,
Yeah.
like happy medium between them. And then each private restroom would have a shower too. Is that right?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can show you. I have an image of. So
Oh,
that's how
sweet.
it.
Oh, that looks awesome. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, for anybody listening, go check out sleepbox.com and see some photos, and I'll have a link to your Instagram and everything. These things look sweet. They look so inviting.
Yeah, and I had when I traveled, for example, I stayed in Paris in my friend's apartment, and the apartment was like 120 square feet space, so it's like really small space, but it had like bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, living room, actually even like second bedroom on the second level.
Right.
And that was all possible because it was just designed well. And
Yeah.
what I lived in this apartment with my partner for a week, and I realized that actually like size doesn't matter uh, if it's designed well, if the space is cool, if materials are cool, if it feels right, then you don't need to make like 10 steps to reach your bathroom. Like one or two steps are enough. It doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
matter. that's,
Totally. Yeah.
so that's kind
No.
of the idea behind all the Sleepbox experience. That like we, if if we designed right, then we can go small.
Yeah. No, I love it. I kind of want to take one of your sleep boxes and just throw it on like a trailer on the back of a Sprinter van and use it as a RV. They're awesome.
That's one of and that's one of the like business ideas, definitely that
Oh,
have on our plate, let's say, that we can do, and we probably will do it at some point.
sweet. That's so cool. So how are
Music
Oh, go ahead.
festivals and all that, like festivals,
Yeah,
we can help people.
totally.
Mhm.
So how are these things made? Are they made like kind of in a factory production line thing, or what's
Proudly
the
made in the
process?
US. And the cool thing is that we managed. So we created a whole new precedent. We certified them,
Uh-huh.
and they're like UL listed devices. So it's like vacuum cleaner. You can just plug them in the outlet.
Yeah.
And when we, were working on approvals for this first airport project, um, it took a while because no one really knew how to look at that. Like there is no chapter in the code that describes this case.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
created that precedent and that new category without changing the code. It's just like finding the right way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're made in the U.S. They're made out of and each sleep box is basically 9 pieces that takes 2 hours to assemble on site. So you just
Wow.
connect them. They're like rotolocks. You just connect pieces to each other.
Oh,
Uh,
sweet.
and yep, it's just like each panel has everything. So you're just connecting those 9 panels. That's it. And then you plug it in the outlet, and it's good to go.
That's awesome. So cool. And then is that include when you assemble it all together, those 2 hours, is there like a bed and everything inside there then too, or do you still have to furnish it?
No, it has everything like bed,
Everything.
table, lighting, like everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, Misha, this is awesome, man. I'm so glad I found you guys. I'm excited to see you guys grow and start seeing these around cities. I'm gonna be a customer for sure. They're sweet.
Thank you. Yeah, let me know when you be in ID. We'll give you a free room for sure.
Sweet, man. Appreciate it. Cool. So let's send people if they want to, see more. Definitely check out sleepbox.com, right, to see some photos and keep up with you guys. And I think you have a newsletter too to kind of keep up on new locations.
You can sign up for updates in the bottom of the website. I don't. We have sent I think one or two updates so far, so don't expect too many emails from us. But that's good. Uh, but yeah, to be like on top of our new locations,
Yeah.
that's I think the best way. And download Sleepbox app in any of app stores. And when you will travel and have a connection, or sometime in Dallas International today, use Sleepbox.
Hmm.
Hopefully, another airports soon.
Right on, man. Well, congrats, on this business that you're growing. Good luck with everything in the future, and appreciate you taking the time. Have a good weekend, all right, Misha?
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.